So I got to bring some new understanding to this fight, to this thing we call child support, custody. So there's a lot of you guys that go to court and you hear things like the mother wants child support, so you fight it. You hear that you get paperwork to come to court, and when you get the paperwork to come to court, the mother don't say nothing. You go there and you got a hearing officer. It's asking you questions. So I'm here to tell you, you guys, you need to understand court. And the biggest reason why you guys go to court is the biggest reason why you go and get screwed is hearing officers, not judge. All right, I'm not letting nobody tell me to judge. If you go to the judge right out the gate, yeah, but a lot of you guys, 88% of you guys, you go to court and you let a hearing officer do you wrong, screw you over, this and all that, and then they say, all right, now I'm gonna hand it over to the judge when you done agreed to getting your bunhole route out, etc., etc. You should never, under no circumstances, talk to a hearing officer. Never, ever. Should you? Never, right? Never. So, I'm gonna break something down to you. The way court work is like this. I go to court, I sue you for $1,000. And I sue you for $1,000. And I sue you for $1,000. And then I have to go to court and prove you owe me $1,000. I have to prove my case. Well, what a lot of you guys do, unbeknownst to you, you go to court and you never ever talk to your child's mom. You go there and you let a judge ask you 50 questions. You go there and you let a hearing officer ask you 50 questions. You're not supposed to be answering no questions by nobody other than the person that is suing you. All right? Now, if you don't believe me, ask your attorney. But they'll say, no, the judge can ask you questions. No, they can't. You don't see it happening in criminal cases. You don't see it happening there. So this is how I'm gonna lay it out for you. You go to court, you get sued for court. This is how it goes. Then I'm gonna show you how it's supposed to go. So you get a letter to come to court. You get the letter. You need to bring this. You need to bring all this stuff. If you don't, we're gonna lock you up. Blah, 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 blah. You get to court. You and your child's mom go in court, or ex-wife. You go to court. They ask you questions. They're asking you questions. They're asking you questions. All right. In every other court form, that's called misleading the witness. Meaning, that's called leading. I'm sorry. That's called leading. A lot of you guys here, so I'm going to break it down for you like this. And I'm going to reiterate something to you guys. I'm going to leave my information below the video if you guys need consultations. I have done everything that I'm telling you here today. So let me break it down for you. I went to court one time. I was in front of Judge James Triano. The judge claimed that Atia had a right, or he was going to backdate if I didn't want to proceed, then my punishment for that, he was going to backdate my child support to the day she put in it. I said, I'm not understanding What you talking about? I said, are you telling me that you can put in for something that she didn't ask for? The judge started talking something. I said, that's not what I asked. He started saying something. I said, that's not what I asked. Then the bailiff yelled at me, be quiet, let the judge talk. I'm not letting the judge talk because he's not answering my question. The judge says, okay, what are you asking me? I said, could you put in that you're gonna backdate it if she didn't ask for it? He said, yes, I can. I said, I don't know that. I said, in addition to that, my problem with this case is I never got a copy of the motion. Where is the motion that she filed for? Where is the motion? So I can know what she's asking for. I said, I never got a copy of the motion of what she asked for. I never got that. So how do I know she said that? Hold on, how do I know? Right? Judge said, I could do that. What happened then, he adjourned the case because I wasn't served correctly. But I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm about to say. Now, briefly, I'm gonna back up what I said. What I said was, you're not supposed to go to court and allow the courts to lead the witness. The witness is your child's mom and your ex-wife. Meaning, you ain't supposed to go there and the courts is asking you questions. You're not being sued by the courts. So she's supposed to say, how come you haven't done our child ever? You can say, I can't. The reason why they don't want the woman talking, because it has exposed the fact that she don't really need child support. And y'all fall for it. You're not supposed to be talking to a hearing officer. You're not supposed to go there and the hearing officer say, well, we asked you for this and this and that. The mother's supposed to ask for that. When y'all get paperwork to come to court and y'all bring all y'all stuff, I just took all my stuff down here. What you're supposed to say is, I'm not bringing nothing. Who's asking me for this? We are. Why are you asking me for it? And she's suing me. That's court. And that's why y'all hear a lot of these motherfuckers running around here saying, child support is illegal. No, it's not. The administrative process is illegal. All that is illegal. You're not supposed to take your stuff down there. You're not supposed to go down there and your child's mom just over there and ain't asking you nothing. So, how it's supposed to go is, once again, you get sued. Your child's mom asks for a discovery. The courts don't ask you to bring all your stuff down there. That's what a discovery is for. You see, the way court is set up is woman illiterate, father detriment. All right? It's women illiterate, meaning they don't do nothing. They don't do nothing to build their case. They don't do nothing to prove their case. They don't do none of that. And y'all sit back there and allow women, and y'all go to court and y'all participate in it. You ain't supposed to do that. And I'm gonna tell you something. Stop being scared. Say to yourself or tell them, I'd rather get locked up than you do me wrong and think you're doing me right. Because I'll be able to sue you. You will be able to sue the courts. Once you go in there and apply and give them all that stuff they asked for, you just got suckered. Once again, tricking you is not illegal. It's not illegal. It's not. They can trick you. They can get you to do anything they tell. If they tell you, bring in all your paperwork and you bring it, you were supposed to do that. But if you did it, don't say, I took it down there, but what could we do about it? I'm telling you now, if you want to fight anything, your real fight is in the fact that the process is wrong. So, the way it's supposed to be done, like I said, you're being sued for child support. You got to come to court on this day, not bring anything. You go to court on that day. A woman says, I want child support. Then you say, well, here's all my stuff that I've been doing for our child. What do you need child support for? Then she say, blah, 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 blah. And that's the way it's supposed to go. Not you being sued for child support. Bring all your paperwork. Bring last year W-2s. Bring this, bring that. It's not supposed to go like that. It's not supposed to go like that. When you say, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my paperwork down here, you're participating in the wrong process. And a lot of you guys gonna look at this video and say, well, what could I do about it? Nothing. You gave them your paperwork. I'm here to tell you the right way. A lot of you guys, you're gonna know people that's getting taken down for child support that is gonna cluck and be scared. You ain't supposed to take your stuff down there. And all that, if you don't bring this down there, we're gonna lock you up. All right, so let's go with that theory. Let's go with that theory. We want last year W-2s. If you don't bring your W-2s, we're gonna lock you up. I never had a job, so I instantly go to jail? Bring your last 2 weeks pay stubs. I get military retirement. I don't get pay stubs. I go to jail? Stop allowing them to just randomly bend things. If they say we need pay stubs, you don't get pay stubs, not available. Well, how do you get paid? I plead the Fifth Amendment to any further questioning. Not available. Simple. Simple. Y'all, and here's the deal. A lot of y'all are gonna look at this video and say, did that now? You'll mess around and go to jail. Oh yeah? Who will go to jail? The administrative side of child support was deemed unconstitutional, but y'all keep participating in it. I'm telling y'all the right way to do it, and then you'll still turn around and not believe me. So when you hear people, child support, because they said child support. Here's what I get when I do my consultation. Man, I'm this and that. Man, I'm this and that. And I never did a video on child support is illegal. So somebody will listen to that stuff and then run to me and be like, but it's illegal, right? It's illegal. I can get my child support knocked down because it's illegal, right? And then I gotta tell them the right perspectives behind it being illegal. But I can tell you, well, the next time you go down there, if the judge asks you a question, you're too scared to say, who's suing me, her or you, Your Honor? Well, why are you asking me questions? Why? So let me give you another example of what I'm talking about. Taylor Sean Bradley put in for a restraining order against me. In that restraining order, she said that I had a silver 9mm handgun. I didn't have a silver 9mm. I had a silver 380. But a Taylor Sean Bradley don't know nothing about a 380. But she heard about a 9. Everybody know about 9s. So she says it's a silver 9mm. Do y'all think I was stupid enough to say it's not a 9mm, it's a 380? No, because court is specific. What you say is your testimony. What you say is supposed to be true facts. I'm not gonna bail you out because you don't understand calibers of guns. I'm not gonna bail you out, but I can look at it and tell you it's wrong. And because it's wrong, I'm wondering, how did you get a restraining order? Now I need y'all to follow me. We goes to court, and she says I have a silver 9mm handgun. I said I'm trying to remember where I had the silver 9mm handgun. I said, but I tell you what. I said to the judge, I'll take a picture of one, me holding one, but I'm not understanding when I ever had a silver 9mm handgun. So here's what the judge gonna say, because he asked me a question, and every question that they ask is not gonna be for you, it's gonna be against you. So the judge asked me, well, you do own a gun, don't you? Just like that. Like, oh, it's no big deal. You do own a gun, don't you? I looked at the judge, I said, I'm not gonna answer that. I'm not gonna answer that. Not gonna answer that. Because had I said, yeah, but it's not that, well, she just didn't know what it is. Is it silver? Okay, he's helping her. And that's what I'm getting at. It's not supposed to be like that. Whenever you allow that, and that is the bread and butter of how all you guys lose when you go to court. You all lose because you sit down there and you allow them to lead the witness. And when I mean lead the witness, they lead them into a victory by questioning you, planning on you're scared, and you just sitting there saying, oh, I better answer these questions. Plead the Fifth Amendment to any questions by the court. Or, this is why I tell you guys, always file a motion and put your testimony inside your motion. Do not, under no circumstances, go there and talk. If you know you can't talk, and a lot of you can, and the reason why when I draft up your motion, I put in there, this motion is my testimony. I don't trust none of y'all to go to court and talk. Not now one of y'all. I don't. I just don't. Sorry. I don't trust y'all. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't. Y'all will go down there and get the cacking, and they will dog walk you to your loss. That's why you don't need to talk when you go down there. Y'all think y'all need to talk. Y'all think if y'all don't need to, if y'all don't talk, you gonna go in front of the judges. The judge gonna say, "Oh, you ain't talking? Oh, your child support $1,000 a day." They can't do that. They can't do that. They can't. They can't do that. The woman has to build up her case. Your child's mom has to build up her case. You don't, under circumstances zero, go to court and allow a judge to ask you questions. You don't go to court. You go to court under zero circumstances and ask a hearing officer to sit down there and ask you questions. You don't supposed to. They're not supposed to ask you questions. They're not. We had my franchisee went to court Tuesday. He goes to court and his ex-wife didn't file some paperwork, and they were supposed to have thrown it out. She still didn't file it, but then they turned to him and said, we asked you to bring in all your paperwork, and because you didn't, we're gonna give her the judgment. But see, he's not scared. He's an animal. He says, so let me get this right. She didn't do what she was supposed to do to keep her case in court, but you're gonna give her a victory because I didn't bring something that is not available. Bingo. Bingo. Y'all have to stop. Stop going to court talking. It's no upside to talking. It's nothing. Even in a custody case, there's no upside to talking. Because when they ask you a question, which I'm telling you here today on the 16th of May, I'm telling you, when they ask you a question, it's wrong. I'm telling you this. A family court attorney is not going to tell you this. And if you got a family court attorney, they'll tell you this. You think they'll tell you? Or they'll say, well, if the judge asks you a question, you got to answer it. No, you don't. You have a right to remain silent. That's your Fifth Amendment. That's your Fifth Amendment constitutional right. So it's voided when you go to court. It's voided. It's voided. Right. So you go to court and talk. You go to court and talk, and they don't listen to nothing that's for you, but they're listening to everything that's against you. And that's court. I had no idea that was court. I didn't. So when I was dealing with Judge James Triano, and I said, I even got a letter from Judge Sally Floriana, the head family court judge, because I wrote to her and said process was broken. That judge looked left, looked right. He said, this is my courtroom. I said, I don't know that to be the case. I know this is the people's courtroom. You just reside over it. Don't they say residing over the court that belongs to the people. The rights belong in the court belongs to the people. And then he asked me what was the extent of my law knowledge. I said, I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to answer that. But do know this. You guys seem to have a problem with anybody that understands the law other than stop on red and go on green. I told the judge, you'll have to forgive me for understanding all the laws in which I am governed by. See, they want you to be ignorant. And then when you smart, they say, oh, I get the bobble here. Oh, you're an attorney? Oh. So when I'm dumb, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. That's the next video. When I'm dumb, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. But when I have knowledge of law, now I'm acting like an attorney. So as a citizen of this United States, I'm supposed to just navigate myself around, being ignorant to the laws, breaking laws, violating laws, getting myself in trouble, only to then hear, well, you should have known. Right. Sounds familiar, yeah? Right. Stop going to court. If you're going to talk, because obviously you want to talk, at least say the right stuff. Did you bring the items that we asked you for? Just curious, who asked me for that? We did. Okay. Why are you asking me for things? She's suing me. Why isn't she filing a discovery asking for this stuff? That's why it was deemed unconstitutional. Everything else is a discovery. File for this. And then when you ask, then that's when you're being told it's not available. But when they ask for stuff, they ask for the stuff, and then you say not available. Why? Not available. Well, when was the last time you had it? Blah, 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 blah. Boom, it's not available. Stop the talking. It's not available. Stop. It's not available. We don't get to talk about this. It's nothing to talk about. It's not a discussion. I had a judge tell me one time, he said, do you have income? I said, yeah. He said, I want you back in here, same judge, Judge Triano. I want you back in here on January 5th with your pay stubs. I said, I don't get pay stubs. He said, you just said you got income. I have income, but I don't get pay stubs. Okay. He's just walking in the dumb. Just walking in the dumb. And that's what y'all got to understand. Y'all get dog walked into everything being cookie cutter. Your situation should be uniquely different from everybody. And you don't allow them. You don't allow them to substantiate your difference in your situation. You allow them to dog walk you into your thing being like everybody else's. You do that. Listen, before I went to law school, it wasn't happening with me. So I just want to tell y'all, it wasn't happening with me. It wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. I'm not built for being bullied. I'm not built for being bullied. And I definitely, excuse me, I want nothing to do with wrong. All that, yeah, I knew I shouldn't have took myself down. Why did you do it? Because you were scared. It ain't happening with me. It ain't happening with me. You're supposed to go to court and feel happy in the process. You guys go to court knowing you're getting railroaded and you participate in it. The term is, if you don't stand for anything, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. I'm not understanding the perspective. I'm not understanding this. A lot of you guys, you'll just fall. You get slotted in. You get slotted in the fall for anything.